Hello YouTube, A7X Rob Raccoon A7X here with, I guess you could say, the filler episode of my Fire Emblem Let's Play. And the only reason why I need a filler episode is because if you count the prologue and the endgame of Part 1, that is a total of 11 videos, and I wanted to finish Part 1 in the span of the 12 days of Christmas, hence why I was calling, well, I mean, I didn't tell you guys I called the project this, but I was thinking of calling this project Project Christmas. So yeah, basically what I'm going to explain in this video is all the skills that are exclusive to characters in Part 1 of Radiant Dawn, and then also show you the percentages of each ability when, and the percentages of if they'll go up or not when you rank up your unit via experience points, whether that's for battle or the base. And you guys don't know about the base yet, but we will learn about that. You guys will learn about that more in later episodes. And another thing I want to say is I got a job, guys. I'm really happy about that. That means I can, get money and buy more content for the channel. I can buy more card products and whatnot. So I'm really excited, and yeah, I'm only working 3 days a week to start, which is awesome. I work Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Pretty good hours, and I'm happy. So, yeah. Anyway, let's start off. A lot of talking this, and sorry if the camera's shaky. I'm not using my tripod. I'm just holding my camcorder. So, I'll try not to make this video too boring or too long, but anyway. So, first off is Micaiah. Her skill, Sacrifice. We know a lot about this ability already. Or you guys, you guys know a lot about this ability already, so I'm not really going to go over the words here, so yeah. Sorry, there's so many, it says there's so many errors. But you can find information on all characters and whatnot by going on the Fire Emblem Wiki, which is where my sources are, and obviously, go there for Fire Emblem news, too. There are other websites as well, not just the Fire Emblem Wiki. But, anyway. So, basically, Micaiah's effect for Sacrifice is drains Micaiah's HP to restore the HP of another allied unit and cures status conditions, which actually kind of helps for the chapter I'm in right now. Yeah, yes, I'm, recording this way. Never mind. On command on the map, if Micaiah has more than 1 HP is when you can activate it, and it cannot be removed. So now Soth's skill is Guard, and when activated, it allows the user to receive damage that an adjacent ally would have otherwise taken, provided that they share at least a C support level. Micaiah and Soth have an A support level. Carries 20 capacity, and is the base skill of Soth and Nyla, and Spirits of Chapter 4 Final 4. Yes, you'll notice some characters do have the same abilities, so yeah. And then Soth also has Steel. Steel is a recurring skill in the Fire Emblem games and used by the Thief, Rogue, and Assassin and Whisper classes. This skill allows them to pilfer items from enemy units, though the nature of these items vary from game to game. Certain enemy brigands in Theresia 776 have the Steel ability, being the only non-thief class or promotion to ever be able to use this skill. So basically, the effect allows user to steal weapons and items if his or her speed and strength stats are greater than that of the enemy's speed and selected item weights, respectively. Notes, obviously, class skill of Thieves, Rogues, and Whispers. Edward has a pretty cool skill called Wrath, which increases the user's critical hit to some degree when under a certain amount of HP. Base thing is user's critical hit rate is increased by 50%, and 100% if HP is or at below 30%, and it takes up 15 to use. And then there's also critical plus 5, which Myrmidons, if I'm saying that right, I always say that wrong, I think, Halberders and Reaver classes basically grants its user a 5% bonus to his or her critical hit rate. Really cool ability. Leonardo has something called Great Shield, which is also known as Cancel, and for the Legus Pavise. It is a combat skill debuting, and I forget what Fire Emblem that is. Where am I? Shoot. There I am, okay. Forgot which Fire Emblem that was. Is it Mystery of the Emblem or Genealogy of the Holy War? I forgot which one. I should know this. Anyway, in all appearances, when activated, it protects the user from a single attack by nullifying the damage dealt. However, its ability has widely varied from game to game. In Theresia 776 and Radiant Dawn, Great Shield / Pathise is a personal skill, and in the latter can be equipped into any unit. In other Fire Emblem games, Great Shield is a skill that belongs to generals and similar classes, and in Path of Radiance, Cancel is the mastery skill of the Hawk Lagoose. It's basically what Cancels look in our game, and the percentage of this working is basically your skill stat. So with Leonardo, you want to make sure his skill stat is high, that way you have the best chance of getting this, and its capacity is 20. Nolan has a really good skill called Nihil, and basically it negates enemies' combat skills. Talk about those more later. Probably when I do Chapter 9, I'll explain that. Right, Chapter 9? Yes. Yeah, because I'm on Chapter 8 right now, okay. Really good skill, though. Has a 100% chance of working, obviously. Ileana has a cool ability called Shade, which is in Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn. It helps to reduce the chances of its user being detected by enemies in general, especially when there are other allied units positioned next to him or her. The skill is especially useful for vulnerable units such as magic users and archers. Basically, yeah, I'm not going to read the effect because I just said it over there. Capacity is 10. Notes, base skill of Ileana can be assigned with the Shade scroll, which means we could get this for other characters. I have to figure out where we find the scroll, so some abilities I really want to get them. Meg has Fortune, which allows its user to negate enemy critical hits. Meg and this other dude who we don't know yet, and I really can't pronounce his name, but we'll learn more about him in part 2. No, I do not want to. Okay. Join the player's army with Fortune as a base skill. Don't worry, that wasn't like a pop-up message saying I got a virus or anything. It's just saying I need to update my free version. Oh, this can be assigned with the Fortune scroll. Jill has a skill called Canto, which is mounted units' counterpart of Shove. A lot of units have Shove. I'm saving that for last. Basically, it is a skill which technically debuted in whichever Fire Emblem that is again as an undefined skill. It was not until Radiant Dawn that it became visible, defined skill, and gained a proper name. It is a skill exclusive to mounted and/or flying units, as I said. After such a unit moves and completes an action, if they have not used up their full movement range in that one go, it allows the user to move again and use up any leftover movement distance. In Radiant Dawn and technically all of its appearances, the skill is locked and cannot be removed from units possessing it under any circumstances, just like Shove. Yeah. Rayson had an interesting name for this too. Yeah. Not gonna repeat myself. Zahark has a cool skill called Adept, or Adept. Basically, it allows a second hit, only present as a personal skill, and takes up 15 capacity. Kanto takes 10, and the chances of this happening is based on your speed stat. Other swordsmen in the game will have this. Swordsmen, swordswomen, whatever you want to say. Terrario has Resolve, which multiplies skill and speed by 1.5, and 100% when at 50% or less HP. Really good skill, I think, in my opinion. Tormod has Clarity, which basically increases users' movement range by 2 when equipped, and Tormod is, I believe, the only one who has this skill. Vika has Shriek. Couldn't find a picture of it. I mean, I couldn't get one of these for it. Anyway, it's a skill that appears exclusively in Radiant Dawn. It reduces the enemy's luck to 0 for 1 turn when the user is attacked indirectly. Its activation rate is luck as a percentage. It is only equipable by Hawk and Raven Lagoose. Takes up 20 skill capacity. Fiona has Immune, which allows its user to recover HP equivalent to her his or her Magic Cat at the start of every new turn. Magic Cat is basically the percentage, just like your skill or speed percentage. Basically, it depends on your magic stat. Base skill of Fiona and some other guy. Hope you guys did see that. Anyway, can be assigned with the Immune Scroll, excluding magic users, obviously. She also has Savior, which allows the user to rescue a unit without suffering skill and speed penalties. Mount units cannot be rescued. Good ability, though. Base skill of Tabard and Fiona can be assigned with the Savior Scroll. Want to find this one, too. Then we have Valuk, who knows Howl, which allows its user to paralyze a selected enemy unit for 1 turn when attacked indirectly. Activation is strength percentage divided by 2. So it's really hard to pull off. Base skill of Valug, Beast, Tribal Goose only, can be assigned with the Howl scroll. And then Valug has another skill, Wild Heart, can be equipped into a non-Heron Lagoose. It allows them to undergo a half shift at any time, increasing their human stats by 50. Uses a capacity of 15 skill points. Valug starts out with the skill for the entirety part 1 in which he's available. He is forced to remain constantly half-shifted, and Wild Heart cannot be removed from him. During this time, his transformation gauge will constantly read 30, and he will be unable to revert. When the player gains control of Makai's party again in part 3, however, he's no longer forced to remain half-shifted, and this is possible to remove Wild Heart from him and receive the scroll. If it is kept on him, the word half in yellow text will constantly be shown over him on the map when he is in human form, indicating that he can half-shift, blah blah blah, and yeah, a bunch of other stuff. Note, due to a translation mistake, the description of the skill states that it has experience points, while it actually has transformation points. The amount of EXP gained in battle is the same despite what the description says. Nyla has Glare, which allows her to petrify a selected enemy's unit for the rest of the chapter. Nyla only success rate is skill percentage divided by 2 and increases the defense of the enemy. Increases the what? Increases the defense of the enemy unit by 10. Interesting. Oh, yeah, but, like, they can't move for the rest of the chapter, which is why it's pretty cool. Then she has Form Shift, which all Lagoose Royals use, so basically kings and queens, or the hierarchy. And it just allows them to remain in his or her transformed state for an infinite amount of time until he or she opts to revert back to his or her human form. And there it is. Then Savage is the mastery skill for all wolves. Triple strengths, which means you can attack 3 times. It has enemy skill for 1 turn. It has the activation rate of the user's skill's percentage. Takes up 30 skill capacity. Nyla comes with this equipped in. Raphael has Blessing, which is a cool skill. Units adjacent to the user restores HP equal to the user's magic at the start of every turn. Base skill of Raphael, Leanne, and Rayson can only be used by Heron Lagoose. Capacity is 15. And then Galdarar, if I'm pronouncing that right. There are many types of this, but the only one we know of right now is Vigor, which allows your units to move again. Yeah, as it says up here, users able to restore movement to ally units, so it can affect more than one. And then we have Shove, which basically allows the unit to push another allied unit one square away. Command if user build +2 is greater than target weight. Debut as a defined visible skill in Radiant Dawn. Remember, mountain units use Kanto. And then here are just the skill percentages. So as you can see for Micaiah, magic should go up a lot. Same with her luck and resistance. You guys will see if that happens or not. That's why I'm doing it after the prologue, this video. Which which means I'm uploading this tomorrow, and I'm seeing The Hobbit tomorrow. Oh, yeah, and I'm seeing The Hobbit. I'm saying tomorrow because it's Thursday, but this is going to be uploaded right after school, so technically tonight I'm watching The Hobbit opening night, which is awesome. Anyway, so his skill should go up pretty much almost every time. I mean, these aren't set in stone, like, oh, this is going to happen. These are just percentages. We all know percentages aren't the greatest. I mean, they are the most accurate things in the world, so. Here's Edwards. Pause the video at any time if you want to see these fully. Just don't want to make this video too long. Leonardo. Yeah, basically 60, 40, 15, 75, 35, 65, 35, and 55%, because I know it's hard to see. Nolan. Zoom in a little more for you guys. Yeah, and basically, if you look at the Fire Emblem Wiki, they can also tell you what they think about a character in terms of skill. I was eating almonds before. Anyway. Here's Laura's. Obviously, strength really shouldn't go up. If it does, it's a shocker. Same with defense. Aaron. Very hard to level up by battle. So, if I were you, and you really want to use Aaron, just use bonus experience on him, which I will also talk about in later episodes. Here's Ileana. Of course, we haven't met her yet, or Meg. Most of these characters we haven't met yet. And next is Jill, and she's actually she's actually the only Fire Emblem character that we know that has a last name. So I just felt like putting it there for you guys. I think that's awesome. I mean, it's awesome how she has the last name. It's pretty cool. You rarely see that in these type of games. Here's Zihark. Had to zoom in there for a sec. Yeah, sorry my head's shaking. It's not that I'm cold or anything. Not really good at holding this steadily, actually, I guess. Here's Tyranio. Don't worry about him ranking up just yet. I mean, he's already the next, what should we call it? It's like him and Soth, they're already the next, they're already, promoted. So, that's why they don't get much experience. It's like Falug. Oh, I never did his, oh, wait, no, they didn't have a, right, he didn't have a specific skill to him. I think he only had Shove or something. Or, I think he had another skill that somebody else had. That's why you didn't see him. Now, originally, I was also going to do a biography for all these characters, but I'm like, you guys could just look at the wiki for that. I don't want to put any spoilers, and I'm expecting the same from you guys, so please no spoilers. And, whatchamacallit. And the video would have been so much longer than it already is. Here's, Vika. Fiona. Falug. HP should go up HP and luck should go up every single time. This is the one that's, like, I would say set in stone. Even though, like I said, that may or may not happen. Nyla. And finally, Raphael. Or Raphael. So, I hope this video helps you guys. I hope you enjoyed this. And, yep, think of this as a filler episode, but now when I specify a skill, you guys will know what I'm talking about. So, yep. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I will see you next time, and yeah, bye YouTube. Oh shoot, I missed the record button.